Oh hello, Reuters. Stephen Lamb. The best-looking iPhone of all time remains the gloriously plastic iPhone 5C. In contrast, the iPhone X is sterile and hostile. Launched in 2013, sales of the 5C were disappointing, so were unlikely to see a return. In September this year, Apple's chief executive Tim Cook took announced what he said was the most advanced iPhone of all time with much pomp and ceremony. The iPhone X would, Cook proclaimed, set the path for technology for the next decade. It was the biggest leap forward since the original iPhone, the future of the smartphone, even. The reality, its appearance is lackluster, the latest in a long line of boring iPhones, with little to distinguish it from competitors. It's a far cry from what remains the best-looking Apple smartphone of all time, the iPhone 5C. The iPhone X Mare. Getty. It was a quintessentially Apple design. Remember the 5C unveiled back in September 2013, it was beautifully, unapologetically plastic, highly distinctive, but also quintessentially Apple. Coming in 5 glossy colors, white, pink, yellow, blue, and green, the 5C was a lower-cost addition to the iPhone line, alongside the iPhone 5S. Its bold finish was reminiscent of the old iMac G3, back before Apple began to fetishize chrome and glass at the expense of approachability. The design proved plastic didn't have to be synonymous with cheap. Just don't mention those hideous Apple-made cases, and the salmon pink model, in particular, was visually striking in the best possible way. Ignore the cases, the phone itself was great. Andrew Burton. Getty Images. The iPhone XS design isn't all that. Fast forward to 2017. The iPhone XS big innovation is a nearly edge-to-edge screen. Xiaomi, a Chinese smartphone maker historically derided as copying Apple's designs, did the same thing back in 2016. Low bezel designs, the technical term for edge-to-edge screens, are tenapanny among high-end smartphone companies these days. Everyone from startups like Essential to giants like Samsung and Google are making them. The PH1, the Galaxy S8, and the Pixel 2 XL respectively. The X comes in 2 tediously predictable colors, black and white, with no options available for customers who'd rather not carry around what looks like a shard of an office block in their pocket. This is par for the course these days. Most smartphone makers opt for the most conservative color options possible, an endless of boringly tasteful silver and muted gold. It's a crying shame. There are near infinite variations in fashion and style, so why should phones be limited to a handful of metallic shades? Then there's the iPhone XS, downright hideous back, with a camera unit that looked like it's been superglued on as an afterthought. Apple's other iPhones aren't much better. Pre-5C devices generally look unexceptional and dated, while everything from the 6 onwards is basically the same phone, repackaged again and again and again. Seriously, what is that thing? Justin Sullivan. Getty Images. Good night, sweet prince. Alas, the iPhone 5C is well past its prime. Now 4 years old, it no longer receives new software and security apps from Apple, making it tricky and risky to use. Apple never broke out the device's total sales, though Tim Cook admitted that they were lower than expected. It's likely why the device never received any major updates, and was subsequently replaced by the infinitely more boring iPhone SE. The 5C is a single, glorious aberration in Apple's smartphone product line, a burst of color in a dreary parade of chrome. There are some promising signs for fans of bold designs. Earlier in 2017, there was an outpouring of interest in the limited edition, charity-supporting red iPhone 7. Google's Pixel 2 devices come in offbeat designs with colorful accents. There is clearly a market for colorful, quality smartphones, if only companies can figure out how to tap into it. Next time Apple wants to redefine the smartphone, it should channel the lessons learned from the iPhone 5C, and make a phone that actually looks fun. This column does not necessarily reflect the opinion of Business Insider.